How you doing? I'm Ryan.
G'day, I'm Joel.
We're from Airbourne, and you're watching the Kerrang podcast.
Keep rocking.
So you're in town to promote your new album, No Guts, No Glory.
Yep.
We understand it was sort of written first of all in a pub. Can you tell us about how that came to be and whether it was a bit of a distraction?
Well, the pub was closed down. However, one of our favourite pubs around the corner, the Cali, was open, so we spent a bit of time there. But it was 6 months in the pub, Criterion Hotel, which keys to our ex-boss who works at the pub up the road has to that pub, and we just went there and set all the gear up.
Yeah, we rode a lot. I mean, it was 2.5 years on the road for Run and Wild tour, so we, a lot of the riffs, every riff that was on this album was written on the road, virtually every country that we toured. So there was a riff on this album from every country we toured on the Run and Wild tour that made it on here. We had a lot of ideas, and we just put them all together in the pub.
Do any of the riffs kind of take you back to which country it was written in?
Yeah. Steel Town was done here in the UK, Sheffield.
Yeah.
It always takes us back there. You just remember the day we recorded it. Remember what was going on, and you always think, raise the flag. I think that was France.
Yeah, Overdrive
Hellfest
comes to mind in Japan.
Yeah, and Born to Kill, that was Australia. So I think Back on the Bottle, that was there's a whole tour. Yeah.
So you spent a lot of time on the road, 2.5 years.
Yep.
How did the band change, do you think? Did you learn more about each other?
Well, we lived in a house together for 3.5 years on welfare, so we kind of got to know each other by that. But as a band, really comes to mind, I reckon it was subconsciously. Like a hell of a lot of stuff we would have learned subconsciously.
Yeah.
And the stuff we don't know we learned that we just picked up. Matured as a band, I guess.
Yeah, like a wine. Or a whiskey, bottle of whiskey. In oak barrels.
Yeah. Anyway, so, we just, we toured with some pretty big bands and learnt a lot from them.
Their consistency to deliver every show. That was one of the things I remember learning. Was even watching Status Quo to Motorhead. They're just consistent in everything they do.
I understand you picked up a few tips from the Status Quo documentary about their proximity and how they played in the studio.
Word gets around, my friend. Look, we watched a documentary, and the guys in Status Quo were saying that when they record, at least for their first bunch of albums, they were saying that they got really close together, and then they said they had a name for it, the circle of something, the circle of power or something like that, and it made so much sense. I remember watching it going, fuck, that makes so much sense. Just get really, really ridiculously close together and play. And it will be tight. Because everyone's there playing, and it works. It really does work. It's the status quo.
Yeah. How many pints of beer do you think you had collectively on the tour in support of Running Wild?
I don't know, a few.
I always wonder about that. Like how much you fill up one of them big, massive power plant smokestack things.
Oh yeah, fuck. I always think about that too. Yeah.
No, it would have been it used to be heaps.
Yeah.
Fucking heaps.
So do you have any surefire hangover remedies?
Ryan, he's got a good one.
Does it involve beer?
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah, it works sometimes. A shitload of aspirin, a shitload of paracetamol, a shitload of Nurofen, and a shitload of fucking water will help.
There's a couple of things you can do.
Dry ginger ale is good.
They're trying to ban it. Pseudoephedrine is in cold and flu tablets. It's they use it to cut up speed. If you take a few of those,
They use it as a substitute.
As a substitute. But anyway, so that helps you. Another one is Pedialyte. It's given to babies.
Yeah, fucking Pedialyte.
For lack of when they diarrhea or something. Basically, it
I'd add that in Texas.
it rehydrates the system. So if you get the cold and flu with the pseudoephedrine, which they're trying to ban, with the Pedialyte that you give to babies, you mix that up for a hangover, and you're pretty much going to be okay. other than that, there's just so many things we do when we get hangovers.
Yeah, just fucking. If all else fails, just grab another
Start
beer and
drinking.
just get back on it again. Fuck it.
Brilliant. So you're coming back to the UK on 28th of March.
Yeah.
And the tour runs until April the 14th. You bring out the Black Spiders and Taking Dawn.
Yep.
What can we expect from your show? Do you have a spectacular late show?
Yeah, got a few lights. You got a shitload
Couple
of
of
Marshalls.
Yeah.
And Paul Marshall's come to the party again. And when Paul Marshall comes to a party, let's just say it's a fucking loud party. It's a big rock and roll party. And yeah, we're back on the piss, back on the bottle. Yeah, if you're looking to get fucking blind and, you know, just get fucking out of your mind, then yeah, come on down.
It's going to be big. It's going to be bigger. It's going to be more energetic than recently, and it's just going to be loud, so loud, and just in your face.
In your face.
Like it's yeah. Like
Because we fucking love it loud, and like, you know, so it's going to be loud.
Excellent. Final question. You mentioned living on welfare together.
Yeah.
What are your tips for ensuring a good night, whether in or out with your friends, on next to no money?
Oh,
right. Well, first,
there's a few tips. Here we go.
you got to eat. Pasta's really
Pasta.
cheap.
All put in your money together.
Put your money in together. Just get some
Supermarket.
pasta. Make it up, and then just leave it in the fridge, and you just grab spoonfuls and microwave it. That's done, sorted.
And it can last for a week. A big pot of this shit will last for a week. Some meat sauce and pasta. Eat the same thing every night. That's how you get your beer money. That's how you get your money, so you can go out that, you know, you just fucking live off something shit. And then that way, you've got, you know, it's left over for going out on the pub. But also,
and when you drink, don't order, like, if you're gonna get, like, I know back in those days, we got a lot of Jack and Dry. Order the Jack and Dry without ice, and then order the ice separate, and then that way you get 2 drinks. Because you're on welfare and you're fucked. That comes to mind.
Sneaking piss in there. That you've
Then also sneak in a
shop.
flask of whiskey.
Yeah. So when they give you the standard Jack and Dry or Jack and Coke,
you can add to it,
more
and
in.
then and that always helps. But always separate the ice. Even when you get, like, say if you're gonna have cider, separate the ice. If you just don't have don't have ice. But you know, it does go further though. Shit, we had a lot of 2-minute noodles.
2-minute noodles are like, it's just like noodles in a packet.
Yeah.
Made by Maggie.
But the pasta, big batch of pasta in the. Oh, if you know a mate who has a sheep or a cow, get him to butcher it. Put your money together, and fuck, that meat will go.
Butcher it with this, Gene Simmons' base. That'll help.
Put it back.
No, they said I could pick it up. It's
okay.
all cool. Are you cool, Gene? We're cool. You cool. Yeah.
Anyway,
just one of the items at the Hard Rock Cafe here in London.
Get a cow, put it in the freezer. It goes for ages. Other than that, yeah, like you learn lots of tricks. There's not many more coming to mind right now, but there's heaps of stuff you can do.
Yeah, it's good survival. Good survival.
So would a week in the Airbourne house make a man out of anyone?
Man.
Oh yeah, you know, it'll make you a very hungover man, and yeah, you know, you probably, I don't know, you'd be pretty happy.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Well, thank you for joining us on the Kerrang Video Podcast.
Thanks for having us.
To see you in the end of March.
Thanks, mate.